Alright, people. Let's wait a few minutes. Let's wait for YouTube to catch up. Oh, we've got quite a few in tonight. Always nice to see. Shall we see who's in? Let's have a look. We've got Leon. Hello, Leon. Level Joy. She's only here to learn about the supplements and protein. Katia Marinova, how are you, my love? Trash Carcass. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I've got to say it. He's sober. Helen Hawley, hello there. Cat the Vegan Artist. Great to have you here. The 40-year-old vegan. Hey-oh, hey-oh. So how are we doing this fine weekend? The weather's getting slightly better. I say that and look out the window and there's just big grey clouds above. But that's Manchester for you, unfortunately. It's just part of the DNA of Manchester. Right, tonight we've got an actor, a vegan, a bodybuilder, the full package. Hello, Hail Nomad. Never, Danny. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Hail Nomad. We may be having a chat on an online Q&A next week sometime with Hail Nomad, so stand by for us to mention that one. UK Vegan Family. Well, Mark actually lives in Tamworth, so I know that's pretty near to you guys. So let me just explain why I brought Mark on. As you know, I know Vegan Pixie Warrior will deny this, that I am an actor. I have got an agent. And my agent mentioned when we were going for something that there's another vegan in her family. And this vegan was Mark Haldor. So I had a look. Saw his Instagram page. Very pleased with it. So I had a chat with him and said, come on to my channel, let's have a chat, let's talk about veganism, let's talk about acting, let's talk about bodybuilding, and let's talk shit. And he's agreed. So, let's bring him on. Hello, Angerad's Life. Hey there, Mark, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm good, you?
I'm great, mate, I'm great. Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody? A little introduction, let everyone know who you are.
Yeah. I'm Mark Haldor. I live in Tamworth, as mentioned, and I'm an actor and director. And a vegan, obviously.
Obviously. You're not much of a bodybuilder at the moment because we've all been in lockdown. So how have you coped with that at the moment?
Yeah, I've had my moments, but generally I've been keeping up my walking.
So we have got.
I'm back at the gym.
We have got a bit of a problem with Mark's internet. It does drop out every now and again, so please bear with us. Whoa, what's this? Right, this is sexism. We're not having sexism on this channel. Helen Hawley, you little tramp, you. My God, what's going on? So, Mark, you can tell the tone of my audience, you know what I mean? Hello, Bella Bunny. So, of course, yeah. We met up because we're under the same agent, but we'll talk about that a little later. What I want to know right now is stop blaming Mark because you still use AOL. Oh God, the questions are coming in already, Mark. But listen, first thing I'll do is show everybody Mark's Instagram. So if you don't mind, guys, if you get chance, I've got it going down on the bottom there. Mark Haldor, look him up on Instagram. I'm going to share his page and we're going to take a quick look at your page, Mark, if you don't mind. So, where are we? There we go. So this is Mark's page. The Marvelous Seven. We're going to talk about that a little later. If I forget, Mark, I'm sure you'll remind me.
I will.
I like this picture here. I'm sure I know some of them guys. Wow, lean and ripped, my friend, lean and ripped. So, Chrissy Wunner, I know Chrissy Wunner. I was supposed to be on set with her, yeah.
She's great.
She's a star on her own, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
So you're a model as well, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I started. I will still model now, but it's not my focus.
The Conan the Barbarian look. Wow, that's amazing, mate. That's amazing. And people will be saying it's impossible for him to be vegan with a physique like that. Impossible. But we will go, whoa, what's this? What's this? Parental advisory, explicit content. Where's the explicitness? But brilliant page, guys. So please go and click on there. Take a look at Mark's body. Take a look at his content. He does do some vegan activism on there. So yeah, he's for the animals as well. There's no other reason to be vegan, of course. So let's stop sharing. So, my good friend, how, why, and when did you go vegan?
Well, it started in 2017 when I was in Australia. I'd been living in London a few years prior. And I'd spoken with them, and I'm quite open-minded. And as most vegans do, they put good arguments across. And it started to get me to question my own thought processes. And I said the usual things like, yeah, but it's okay. Some of it's okay, you know, as long as, you know, we do need food, animals to eat, etc., etc. But it didn't add up. The more I thought about it, the less it made sense. And I'm one of these people, when I know the facts, I will act on them. So something within me wasn't right anyway. I went to Australia to kind of escape this country for a bit, and I got very bored with my diet. As any bodybuilder knows, chicken, broccoli, rice, he gets very tired very quickly. And I did that for the best part of...
Oh, you froze a little bit, mate. You froze a little bit then.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, yeah. I'll just remind you, if we miss anything vital, I'll remind you.
So, yeah, I'd done that for 25 years or so. And I was bored of my diet, is the truth. And I was like, well, what can I do? And I think like every bodybuilder, you're like, oh, God, my protein. I don't change it, you know. But I was away, I was on vacation. And I was like, well, what's this vegetarianism or veganism about? And the biggest thing I found was when I was making my decision what to do, I was like, vegetarianism seems more confusing than veganism. It's like, why would I only worry about some animals that can eat and not others, or byproducts? It didn't make sense to me. And I'm very all or nothing in every aspect of my life. So it's like, right, vegan. In Australia, I happened upon a video by James Aspey, who's Australian.
Of course.
Like, oh, what a coincidence.
Can you just repeat what you said just before then, Mark? Sorry, you froze again.
Yeah, which bit?
Just before you said what you just said then.
Okay, so yeah, I was in Australia and I hit up on a video, and it was by James Aspey, who's also Australian. And it's like, oh, there's a sign. So I watched this talk, and he just made total sense. And I'd never heard it put that way before, because his manner was so calm and it was just so logical. So I said to myself, right, I'll try it for 1 week. I'll try it for 1 week. If I don't like it, if it's not for me, that's fair enough. But I'll try it for a week. And I was like, if I get cravings or I make a mistake, I'm not going to beat myself up. That's not the purpose. A week, and I did make a couple of mistakes because I bought corn, but after a week, all I could think about was chicken and how I couldn't stomach the idea of having it next week. So I'd enjoyed my food so much more. So it's like, okay, 2 weeks. I did the 2 weeks, that became a month, and so on. So I was away in Australia for 3 months total. So I remember I went on one trip while I was out, and they had a menu, and I was like, oh my God, the things on the menu, there was avocado, which I don't like, there was mushrooms, which I don't like. I was like, how am I going to eat vegan? And I was just like, there's nothing here I like. And I said, okay, you know, I said to myself, if I slip up, it's okay. It's one day, you're out on the trip, don't worry about it. I was like, what shall I have? It's like chicken cheese wrap. I've had it before. I bit into
Right.
it. Oh,
Oh, it keeps cutting out. I'm just wondering whether it might be a good. I mean, are you close to the Wi-Fi, Mike?
nowhere near it.
Are you not?
I can hotspot it. Would that be better?
Yeah. Do you want to I'll just drop you off now because it is getting a bit sort of it
Yeah,
keeps dropping out and we're missing a
very
lot of
unusual.
vital. Right. Just let me just remove you and then just give me a thumbs up when you think you've got it sorted, buddy. Yeah.
You know,
Right, sorry about that, guys. It's his internet. It's got a bit of a problem. I was looking at someone's comment here. I think it's Angarad. Happy birthday, Angarad! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Vegan family. Catch you later. Gotta go on Bath Jack. We'll be back soon. Yep, no problem. Hi, Muddy Paws. Get him cleaned. I'm post-menopause life, no hormones left, just the memories of my youth. Well, that goes for everybody over 50, mate. You know what I mean? Grumpy always finds the porn under 9.7 seconds. Yes. I've zoomed straight into that. Straight into that. Hi, Bella Bunny. Go back to that calf. Oh my god, yeah, I know. You'll have to go on his Instagram and take a look at that. Mark would make a great life model. I'm sure he'd be in very high demand with such well-toned muscles. Anyone who knows me knows nothing sexual. I'm asexual. I'm not blind. Very handsome. Yeah, I know I am. Cat the vegan artist. But you can't have me. You know what I'm saying? Right, okay. Right, so let's kick that one. Right. Let's hope
let's hope
that's
that's
a little
better.
bit better. Yeah, you've come up on a different one now, so right. Have you froze already? Oh no, you haven't. You're fine. I thought you froze then. Were you doing that on purpose, Mark? Did you just like go, yeah, I think we're fine?
I just sat there waiting.
Oh right, no,
We
you're
good?
cool. You're cool. Yeah, I think we're good. Right, okay. You should have done it as pre-record. Oh, shut up, vegan pixie warrior. Look, I've got the balls to try these things. Don't start telling me how to do my streams,
You could
please.
have joined in if it had been pre-recorded.
It would have done exactly the same, and I would have had to cut it and go back. And anyone who wants, who's on now, who hasn't subscribed to Vegan Pixie Warrior, please go over and subscribe to her. She does some great content. So we're back in Australia, Mark. You were fed up with chicken. By the way, I got to the point when I was really big, when I was abusing steroids. I was at the point where I even tried blending up chicken to drink it because I was fed up of chewing and eating. It was like, no, I know exactly.
I've done it. I did it with tuna and not
Oh man, wasn't the bodybuilder who was famous for that, for putting tuna in water in a water bottle, shaking it up and drinking it. Oh my god, it turns my stomach now to think of it. Some of my family have just had fish fingers. My granddaughter, she started crying because I told her that it was real fish inside of fish fingers, and she started crying and saying, "No, it's not, Granddad. You're a liar." But I'm going to keep on at her. So back to Australia. So we're in Australia, and I think you started talking about making a mistake with something.
Yeah, so whilst I was over there, I went on a trip, and basically the only thing on the menu that was vegan were mushrooms and avocados, both of which I cannot stand. I'm a very picky.
Really?
So I decided, okay, are we still slipping?
Yeah, you're still dropping out just for a second. It was a little bit shorter last time, but let's just soldier on, mate.
So yeah, I decided to have a chicken and cheese wrap instead. And I was like, okay, it's one day, can't be helped. It came, I bit into it like I have in the past, and I was just like, and and spat it out. And I was like, I can't eat this.
What was it? Was it the texture? Was it the taste?
Everything. I just felt sick. I felt sick. Yeah. I think it was I'd gone so long. My palate was changing, and the thought of knowing what it was just disgusted me, because it was just like coagulated breast milk.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Have you not got a LAN cable? Can you not hardwire it?
I wouldn't even know how to, quite honestly.
We'll keep on going. We'll keep on going. It doesn't seem it might ease up after a bit because it is peak time for internet. But
yeah, I've not had the problem before, so it's a bit odd, but we'll go with it. So that happened, and then another incident that happened while I was over there was I was really craving sushi. It was one of the last things to go for me. I was like, fine, have your sushi. I was in Sydney. I found a nice sushi place. It was one of those ones with the trains. So I started picking off. I had the usual suspects and vegan options. Then I started to have the vegetarian and vegan options, and found I was enjoying them more. I was like, that's interesting. Then I stepped outside, and right across the way was an ice cream parlor. I love ice cream. I was just like, I can't do that too. I was like, it's your cheat day. You said you would let yourself go and have some ice cream. Like, fine. So I went in. It was like about 30 flavors. I was like, I can try a bit of that, try a bit of that, try a bit of that. Yeah, all gorgeous. And I says, okay, have a scoop of this, scoop of that. And then the guilt kicked in, and I went, I don't suppose any of these are vegan, are they? She just went, they're all vegan. They're coconut based. I was like, oh my God, it's a sign. And from then on, that was it really. The only they were booked pre-vegan, they started bringing the food. So they started bringing the food when I was on my flight back. They were booked pre-vegan, and I kept turning them away. And we're about 17 hours in, and I'm like hungry at this point, and I'm just like, okay, just have what they bring round. And it was a mince and cheese wrap. It was only a small thing, and I was just like, you're not on UK soil yet. When you get to UK soil, you're good. I ate it. Oh my God. I got hot sweats, flushes. I felt immediately nauseous. I was shaking. I felt awful. And I was just like, I wish I was still hungry. And that was it.
From that point onwards, it's crazy, isn't it? And was it the ethics that originally? Yeah, it was definitely the ethics. And a lot of people say this, it's a gradual. Fish was the last thing I let go of when I transitioned. So yeah, it is. It's a funny one. It's a way. I mean, how old are you, Mark? If you don't mind me asking.
43.
43. So for 39 years of your life, it's been the norm, and it is a hard one to let go of. It's a conditioning and brainwashing that we all go through.
I think even at a young age, I look back now and I asked myself questions, but my answer back then was just what we do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later in life that I started to go, but why do we do it? And then it didn't add up. It didn't add up.
That's it. I think that is one of the key questions is why are we doing this when we don't need to? And
yeah.
And what about how you felt health-wise? I know veganism isn't a diet. Don't fucking hang me, people. But it does. If you eat well, and you're a bodybuilder, so you try and put the right nutrients in your body. So how did you feel, sort of physically, once you got maybe 3-4 months into this?
After 3 days, I felt better than ever. It was just like this load lifted. I will be honest, the first 2 weeks, it was quite gassy as my body was getting rid of everything. But after that, just felt amazing, and my mental health improved so much too. Because I've always struggled over the years, but I just felt more at peace, and I can't explain it. It definitely had a massive role to play in it.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. There is a lot of research going on now linking your gut flora. They're saying it's the second brain. And they're saying a lot of stuff that you eat when it comes to animal products creates things. One of the chemicals is called carnitine, which speaks for itself. And it's like, and it's linked to the brain and linked to sort of switches that tell you when you're full and when you've had enough food. And yeah, it is amazing that. But us
Yeah.
actors are well known for being sort of bipolar and very up and down because we've got to put ourselves in some really disgusting, horrible places sometimes
Mm.
and bring up horrible memories to sort of put us in that place. But wow, yeah, it's a nice journey. So you, while you're vegan, do you advocate for veganism? Do you? I mean, I know I've seen some the little cow thing on your Instagram. What sort of activism do you do?
My main thing is I like to talk to people and plant seeds. I'm not a militant vegan.
Oh, that was an unfortunate
Um,
freeze.
I think it has its place. I think militant veganism has its place. It's not my approach personally. I prefer to answer with facts and inspire by my actions. And I've turned a lot of people vegan. You can't make anyone vegan, but you can plant
No.
seeds to get. You have to get people thinking.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think the big thing I try to explain is stop looking at what you think you're losing and focus on what you're actually gaining.
Hmm.
And that for me is what I do. Would I like to do more in the way of activism, like outside? Yes, I would. I haven't done that yet, but it's definitely on my radar. But with the last year and everything, it's just
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
been, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the one thing you said then that I didn't like was when you said militant vegan. I don't
Mm.
like that term because would we be calling someone militant who was fighting against racism or fighting against child abuse? You know, would they be called
Well,
militant? You
exactly.
know, so I think it's a harsh term, and I think we should refrain from using militant. I think
Yeah, probably.
you
I
know,
think I think unfortunately it's the stigma we've been monikered with. That's what the media does. So it has took negative connotations.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I know where you're going with it. It is, and people like to say militant, but is it militant really? It's when they say vegans are always shouting at people in the street. I've never seen one vegan shout at anyone in the street. I've heard
Mm.
militant, what we call militant vegans using certain language, and I think that the militant term goes for people who just tell people the truth, the facts, and that is where this militant ideas come in with people is just because someone tells you the truth that
Mm.
your actions cause someone to stab animals in the throat, electrocute them,
Absolutely.
abuse them. If that's seen as militant, then So, but
Mm.
sorry, Matt, I had to pull you on that. I have to pull you on
No,
that because
that's
it
fine.
is a vegan stream. So yeah, everyone had ripped me to pieces if I didn't pull you on that one.
Hmm.
You did have someone threatening to divorce the husband for you, but they said no. That's it. I love militant vegans. um, but yeah, it's a tough one, and I'm going to come on to this later as well about being a vegan in the acting world. But I'd like to talk about your bodybuilding um, because were you bodybuilding before you went vegan? You froze again.
Yeah, I've bodybuilt since '95.
Right. So what everyone's trying to find out here is what is your go-to for the protein hit? Is it through food or is it supplements? I personally use a protein powder, but
It can vary depending on my needs day to day with what I'm doing. I try to use food for the most part, but a supplement or two here and there certainly helps. I'm a big fan of beans and lentils, etc., and the mock meats. I love tofu. I love soy products. And I just find a variation of all different things depending on what I'm trying to achieve at the time. I easily get my protein in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is so easy. It's like, and I think that that myth is slowly disappearing now. People are
I think so.
getting wise to this fact. So you didn't experience any problems. Has anybody got any questions out there on the health bodybuilding side of things? I'm trying to stay up with the chat at the moment, but let's have a look. Race Lever is like my nemesis. They keep they're always at me. At least Grumpy didn't say us bodybuilders, like he said us actors. Right, you know what I mean? I'm going to put you in timeout if you carry on, Race. Oh my God, you really sort of grind my gears sometimes, you do. I'm joking. Yeah, let's have a look. I've got a guy on here, Mark, called Carl Fogg, and he's trying to get a vegan protein supplement through to the market. I think he's just fundraising at the moment, and he asked me to. Oh, there we go. I'm launching a vegan protein bank called Phyton to help fund animal sanctuaries. Would you consider being a brand ambassador? So that's to you, that, Mark.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a great idea. Anything I can do like that, I'd always be up for. I've got brands that I use at the moment, but as long as it's helping people and it tastes good and does the job, I'm all for it.
I mean, it is particular Phyton as well. I think he uses a lot of natural ingredients. There's no shit in it because there is a lot of vegan protein out there, but they do put there's a lot of preservatives and all sorts in these sugars and everything. Level Joy says, Mark, how often do you get asked about protein? I find that to be quite the workout by itself. Yeah, agreed.
I could retire.
I mean, is at the gym. I mean, the gyms are opening now. Well, the gyms have been open quite a few weeks. I always find that it's a great opportunity, especially with people who I see are like maybe obese or overweight and they're on the treadmill. And if I see them in the change rooms, I always say to them, I say, are you trying to lose a bit of weight? And obviously, yeah, they are. I said, well, I can give you a diet that is basically can eat as much as you want and you'll lose weight. And their eyes spark up and like, what is it? And as soon as I mention plant-based diet, they sort of go like that a little bit and they seem a little bit put off by it. But some people actually turn around and go, really? Oh, tell me more about it. And it is a good way in because pushing people towards a plant-based diet, eventually they will hit the vegan road as well because they will start. Yeah, definitely.
I find
that's 95% of it.
I find the last few years people are a lot more receptive generally. I find it still a little odd in the gym. Sometimes you'll see someone, you'll get chatting and go, what's your physique? And they'll be like, what do you eat? And I'll tell them and they'll be quite shocked. Or if I ask them, I'm just like, yeah, it's still not my usual.
You're still dropping out a little bit, Mark. You're still dropping out a little bit every now and again, just letting you know. Okay. Yeah, so should we move on? What's this here? I work out lifting 12 ounces at a time. Look, you're alcoholic. Stop it. I know exactly what she's talking about. Let's talk about your acting career. You rolled into that because that's pretty interesting because I think you've got a very similar journey to myself. How did that all sort of come into? What were you doing as a job before?
Wow.
I know you're probably still working now, but
yeah. So I was a graphic designer for about 12 to 13 years, and I'd always wanted to act as a child, but never had the confidence. Funnily enough, my confidence came when I started bodybuilding. And after being sat in an office for 13 years or whatever it was, doing essentially what's not your design work because you do what the client wants, I was like, I can't spend the rest of my days doing this. Because I was bodybuilding at the time, I quite randomly fell into modeling, which I hadn't looked at doing. It probably crossed my mind as a teenager, but oh, that'd be cool, but I'd never acted on it. And that came about, and then as modelling goes, you end up doing one thing and so on. And it got to a point where I was essentially playing characters while I was modelling because that was the sort of work I was doing. And then that led me to film sets. And it kind of came full circle because I was like, I want to do this. I was like, modelling's not forever, but acting is. So that was it. That was my decision.
Froze. Oh, you're back. You're back. So what was your first sort of? I mean, it's a long, hard journey. You didn't go to drama school, did you?
No,
So
but I train regular.
yeah, so for people who are uninitiated out there, it's a long, hard journey to get recognised in the acting world. If you don't go to drama school, if you go to drama school, it's not guaranteed, but it's pretty much 90% guaranteed you're going to get on the. You're straight onto Spotlight straight away. You know, it took me a year to get onto Spotlight, but I was very lucky with a few lucky punts on indie films that went somewhere. But yeah, you did you do any extra work? How long ago was this, by the way? When did you?
So this was about 2012 that I started acting.
8 years ago. Oh wow! So you've duped me. I'm on 4 years at the moment. So you've been at it quite a while.
Yeah, so my first ever thing I did, I was still modelling at the time, and I ended up on the set of Snow White and the Huntsman, and it was my first,
Oh,
yeah, it was my first chance.
the reason I say oh is because when I was on Jurassic World, there was a guy there called Hollywood Dave, and he had long hair and a big curly beard, curly hair, and he kept going on about that. And you must have come across him.
Probably rings a bell, actually. Rings a bell.
He was a West Country guy who talked like this, West Country Dave, and they all called him Hollywood Dave because he was constantly on sets. He was on Paddington and all this stuff.
No
And
way.
yeah,
Yeah, so I got the chance to see people like Chris Hemsworth, Charlize Theron, all at the top of their game doing it, and for the first time in my life, I was like, oh.
you froze, mate.
And that's when my journey started. Really, I started off by doing a series of extra jobs just to kind of cut my teeth and see what it was all about.
I'm just looking at your picture now. It's going like wavy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Go back to Wi-Fi if it's any better.
Yeah, try that. Try that. I'll drop you off again. And I'm sorry about this, people, but Mark obviously doesn't pay for the top rate of Wi-Fi, and we'll get it right. We'll get it right before the end of the stream. 1 second. I'll drop you off now, Mark. So see if you can switch back over. Oh, I'm sorry about this, folks. Damn. What's this race lever again? What you Grumpy should look into parietal bone modelling so he can be an actor model too. You're such a bastard. You're such a bastard. Mark, I saw that movie in the cinemas back then. Damn, that takes me back. Stop blaming Mark for your AOL. It's not me. If you notice, I'm here. I'm fine. I'm fine. Stop blaming me. It's not my internet. It is this. This is this gentleman here. He's got the cheap one. He's got the dial up. So Bella Bunny's a bit confused by Slightly Crazy Vegan. Slightly Crazy Vegan is a nudist, and that's why she does a lot of her videos nude, because we shouldn't be ashamed of our bodies, you know. Mark poses in poses with barely anything on. No one's complaining about that, you know what I mean? Just because it's a woman, it's ridiculous, this shame of the body. We should all relish people's bodies. What's going on? What's she saying? You froze then? No, I didn't. Don't lie. So, is there anything... I know we shouldn't ask actors this, but is there anything that anyone might have seen, have spotted you on in the recent few years?
not acting wise, especially because a lot of it's independent. I popped up in commercials and such, but I am notoriously recognised for being on Celebrity Juice.
Oh, we on Celebrity Juice?
I was on Celebrity Juice.
Oh my God, what did they have you doing? Were you come on and
Oh, I was naked. I was naked. So
you
it's
was
all about
naked?
the body. It's all about the body. I flashed Danny Dyer, is what I did, and not the
You
female.
you flashed Danny Dyer.
I did.
Is it on YouTube?
I did.
Is it on YouTube? I've said that again.
Probably so. Probably somewhere.
Oh well,
Probably.
look it up, folks. Look it up. We'll have to find that somewhere.
Someone will. They always do.
It's one of them things, though. But again, Mark, it's like, what the hell? So you got your Todd
Oh,
joke.
it
You know
was.
what I mean?
It was so much fun. It was so
Yeah.
much fun. I was also on Celebrity Come Dine with Sunita and Louis Spence and Daniela Westbrook. I've not seen that since, actually. That's probably lurking somewhere too. But
Yeah, yeah.
they were like within the same week of each other, bizarrely. But
Well, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? It's sort of like you can sit there and nothing comes along, and then the next thing you know, you're like, how am I going to fit all these in? You know, it's like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I want to talk a little bit about. Oh, thank you, Slightly Crazy Vegan. Right, she's got a question for you. How do I lose weight and build muscle at the same time? Having great trouble. Great work, GVG. So, Mark, have you got an answer for that?
Yep, calorie deficit and hit your protein targets. So basically, minus 500 calories below maintenance per day. Work out your gram protein, £1 per pound of body weight will be fine, and split that between the number of meals you have.
£1 per pound of body weight. So get your scales out, get weighing yourself, find
One
out
gram,
what.
1 gram, 1 gram, £1's a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah, isn't it? 1 gram, 1 gram per pound of body weight. Because yeah, the deficit is the hardest thing, and this is what I get from a lot of people. If you don't weigh the food, you've no idea how many calories you're having, and I see a lot of people when I talk to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to get your protein, you got to get your protein." I'm like, "Well, how much protein are you having?" They've no idea.
The first thing I do is take the protein off your calories, and then what calories are left, have what you want. You'll be limited, but don't worry about carbs and fats and all that. Just get your protein down and hit your calories.
And don't go over if you can help it.
Yeah, what I always do, and it's probably harder for women, but I'll always aim for 200 below my 500. So if I go slightly over, I'm still under.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, set your target really low, and then yeah, hover around that. It is a tough one, and it's a slow process as well. So don't expect quick results.
16 weeks minimum.
It's a hard one as well. It's like I always overeat. I think yeah. Well, that's the key. That's the key because you don't know it. What I found out when I was dieting, I had my fitness pal, and I had a certain amount of protein. I had my macro split. I think I had 40, 40, 30, 30. So I had 40 carbs, 30 protein, 30 fat for a while. But what I found was it's amazing when you're on a calorie deficit after about 6 months on a calorie deficit, how amazingly good shit tastes.
Oh my God. Oh my God, yes.
Even just a slice of bread, just a plain piece of bread with nothing on it. Oh my God, it tastes so good.
The truth of it is this: when you go on a plan, let's say you do 12 or 16 weeks, most people, and I've done it myself in the past, I'm guilty of it, they try to go from 0 to 100 overnight. It doesn't work. One, you can't sustain it up here. And two, your body's like, what the hell? You've got to chip away slowly. So you're weeks. Now, the last few weeks, if you want to drop your carbs right down just to get rid of that last little bit, that's when to do it. Don't do it for 3 or 4 months. You'll wreck yourself.
Yeah, because carbs is your fuel. Your body ain't functioning without fuel. And also try and get all your nutrients in as well. I used to do a protein porridge. I used to have spinach in it, fruit, berries, turmeric, plant milks, and it was about 1,000 calories. But that used to set me up for the day, and I wasn't hungry again till about in the evening. And that's when I'd have most of my fats. I'd have most of my fats so that I wouldn't go to bed hungry, because that is the killer. When you come downstairs hungry, it's like, no. I don't even know where I am weight-wise. I blimp up when I'm stressed and tend to eat both kinds of bad, not enough junk food if I'm in a slump. Yeah, we all do. Everybody comfort eats. It is a go-to, and that's what comfort food is all about, you know. So, any more questions, Slightly Crazy Vegan? Please put them forward for us. Yeah, so, yeah, the acting world. So, right, we're both under the same agent. So, yeah. Anita comes up. Now, this is a question I've been wanting to ask you. So, Anita says, right, we've got an advert for you. It's advertising McDonald's Whoppers, double Whopper, mega cheeseburgers, right? It's 20k buyout. Would you do it?
No. I've turned plenty down in the past, and I'm not about. If someone offered me £1 million to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Would you really, though, Mark? Would you really?
Sadly, yeah.
Sadly, I'd have to think about that, because, you know, so I've been thinking about this a lot. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't advertise anything sort of meat-based product, but if something come up like that where it's a million squids, which isn't ever going to happen, but would it not make sense to accept that and then maybe use that money to fund sanctuaries and
no, because that's all I'll ever be known for, and I'll never be taken seriously as a vegan if I do that.
You got it. So yeah, and when we're on set, okay, I had for the irregulars that I was telling you about, they tried giving me leather boots, and I initially refused to wear them. I said, no, have you got anything sort of non-leather? And they said, well, we've had them ages, they're not brand new. Would you consider wearing them? I said, well, if there's absolutely no choice, I will wear them. And I did wear them. And this is the blurry lines in the industry. I also had to go on set with a horse and carriage, which is still going to happen. And I think we're going to be put in positions at the moment where we can't really sort of avoid it.
Unfortunately.
However, I would not wear a brand new pair of leather boots if they've been bought for that thing. I would wear used leather. I've still got leather stuff here. I've still got a leather sofa behind me. I've no problem with that. I don't feel any less vegan for having that attitude at all.
No.
Yeah, you got some. Yeah, there's no price tag on the decibel. Even for all the money in the world, nothing could come between the moral compass. No, you're right, Leon. You're right. Absolutely. Right. It's definitely. I mean, talking on that advert side of things, I would advertise Asda, even though Asda sell meat. I would, I would advertise Greggs, even though Greggs, but I would not directly advertise a meat product, a dairy product, or an egg product, anything, even fashion, you know. I mean, that's the point. Have you ever had to, how did you get on the modelling world? Did you have you come across that in the modelling world where they've asked you to wear?
I wasn't vegan then, so I didn't find it wasn't an issue to me. But I mean, it's not come up since, not yet. But I mean, I was offered Cadbury's cream eggs commercials, and Muller, I think, was another one. It's just like no. So, and when you're hard up as an actor, it's bloody hard to turn that sort of money down. But I can't take it. I can't do it.
Because if anybody's out there who doesn't realise, if it's something, what happens is with adverts, like when you produce a record, right? You get credit every time that record's played. You get a bit of money from it for 25 years. Yeah. It's the same with the film industry. However, the adverts, what they do is they give you a buyout. And these adverts that Mark's talking about, they can be 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. And as he said, it's a tough one, but the ethics come first. But when you're struggling, you've got no money in the bank, and someone says, yeah, we want you to do this advert, and it's two grand payout and like 500 quid for a day filming. It's like, it's such a mind fuck. It really is. But I would never ever do it.
I mean, it's like I've told Anita, just don't even offer me them because it'll be no, and I'd rather not know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it, innit? Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I'd rather do that. Here's what you could have won.
Exactly.
Here's what you could have won. My Carl Fogg, my son is director. He's turned down some big jobs because of ethics of the company. By the way, if you have a reel, I'd be happy to forward it on you too, Danny. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything's on my website. Everything's on my website.
I will forward him your details, Mark. Are you on Spotlight, by the way?
Of course.
Yeah, of course you are. I'll send your Spotlight over as well. Your son doesn't want to use GVT. He probably wants real talent. Fuck off. You know, what did he say to me, Mark? You don't want to get roasted. It's me who gets roasted on these things. It's me. Should vegans take vitamins?
Yeah.
The only 2 vitamins I take are B12 because after 40 or so years old, the human body doesn't absorb it as well. But all people over 40 should supplement B12. Meat eaters and vegans and vegetarians, it doesn't matter. We should all subsidise, we should all take B12 because that's a worldwide problem. This is not a vegan-specific problem. Vitamin D, we should take in the winter months because we don't get no sunlight. So vitamin D, and that goes for everybody again. There's vitamin D in cereals, in Cocoa Pops, all those carny foods. They've all supplemented with vitamin D. There's vitamin D in cow's lactation. So those 2 vitamins I would take. I also take, what's that one that's in salt? I can't remember what it is now. Iodine. Iodine. I also take iodine as well. I've no idea why. I just bought them, and I just heard that there's not many vegan sources of iodine. However, it is in table salt, and the only reason iodine is in milk, dairy milk, is because they clean the cow's udders with iodine before they milk them. So that's the only reason iodine's in milk. Yeah, iodine. Thanks for that. Are there any other bodybuilders or actors in your family? What did your parents want you to be?
My parents probably wanted me to be something like a teacher or a doctor or an engineer, but that wore off pretty quickly because I was just not that way inclined. And I think now they just want me to be happy, which is kind of cool.
Interesting. It is interesting. Iodine is not much in any food because our land is depleted of it, but the sea still has it. Yeah, sea vegetables are good. Yeah, nori sheets. I've tried them, but I'd just rather take a tablet. I do buy the odd pack of like seaweed crisps, which are nice, which are really nice, but they're expensive and yeah. Let's have a look. Any more questions out there? Any more questions out there? Oh my god, has he seen Reese's Cadbury's Cream Egg video? No. We'll have to see if we can find that. We'll have to see for that. Oh, I'll tell you what we wanted to talk about, Mark. Right, guys, I want you to listen up now. Can you tell us about this poster thing, Mark, that you're doing? I'm going to share the screen with it. Because I want you to tell us what it's all about, because I've no idea what this is all about. I have voted on it, but I don't know why I've voted on it. So,
I don't think many people do.
So I'll scroll it down. So can you explain what this is, Mark?
Yeah, sure. So keep it as brief as I can. My friend set up a competition called the Dafters, which is an obvious play on the BAFTAs. Her late partner came up with the idea. He didn't have a chance to do it when he was alive, so she did it in honor of him. We entered last year. We won 5 out of 7 awards, and she's done it again this year. And this is our entry. The poster's the new thing, a new cat. Drawn different films, they're all at random. We got drawn the Netflix film Trial of the Chicago 7, and I did, as I'm a big movie comic book movie fan, I did a play on kind of Zack Snyder's Justice League and Endgame, as a hybrid with that movie. So instead of the Chicago 7 being on trial, it's the Avengers on trial. And this was the poster for it.
So the Trial of the Marvelous Seven.
Mm.
Also, I did vote on the right one. I thought you were gonna, when you started talking about that, I thought, oh my god, I've voted on the wrong one. But I haven't. I've voted on the right one.
So
So,
it's just parody.
yeah. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, guys. So when the stream ends, if you can click on this link and vote for the Marvel Louse 7.
Yes, because we're losing. We're massively.
You're still freezing up, but we're getting there, mate. We're getting there. So yeah, there's quite a few Nomad Life, and yeah. So oh, nice. So who's winning then, Mark, at the moment?
The one above it, Normandland.
Normandland.
About 100 votes ahead of us, so help us catch up.
And that's such a simple poster as well.
It's a popularity contest at the end of the day, isn't it? Let's be honest, it always is.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. So, also you've done a bit of directing.
I have. I'm actually doing some directing tomorrow as well.
Are you really? So yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
So, well, tomorrow I'm actually directing something for Ginger Wildheart. I don't know if you've heard of him, lead singer of the Wildhearts. I've worked with him a few times in the past. Other than that, I directed my own film. I do numerous music videos for people. I've done a few pilots and such. Just whatever I can, really. I love directing. It's probably my next passion after acting. I'm probably neck and neck, to be fair.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I do a few little videos myself, but it is fun sort of putting things together from here and then putting them there for everybody to see. And
really is.
Yeah, it is. It is. So what's in the future? Oh, Hail Nomad. Great band. There you go. What are they? What are they called? Tell me the name of them.
The Wildhearts.
The Wildhearts.
Been around since '89.
Let me see if I can get it. The Vamps, Wildheart, no.
No. The Wildhearts. Wildhearts, one word.
Ah, right, okay, that's where I'm going wrong. 1 second. Japanese. Wildhearts, Top of the World.
That's a song.
Okay, let's put this on. 1 second. The adverts are on at the moment, but skip ads. Pause. Let's have a quick listen to these. So you're doing a video for these tomorrow?
I'm actually doing a video for, well, not a video, a live performance for Ginger Wildheart. It's his solo project. But they do have a new album at the end of the year, and hopefully I'll do something for that too.
Oh, amazing. Well, don't forget your Uncle Dan's here if you need an old guy to do something in there. Let's have a quick sort of listen to these. And I've just realised someone's just mentioned it. Race Lever, and that's a copyright strike. Yes, I know! I've just demonetised myself. Bastard! Get me some permission to play the music, Mark, as soon as possible. I saw the Wildhearts, Reef and Terrorvision together in Bristol. Oh, I've heard of Reef. I love Terrorvision.
I was at the Birmingham one.
They're quite big. Yeah, I mean, you do get big bands, but there's always bands people have never heard of, you know what I mean? It's funny how things slip through the net, aren't they? That's not connected with us. So, have you been to any vigils, Mark?
I haven't. I want to very much, but I haven't.
Maybe you should link up with UK vegan family, Daniela and Adam, and Vegan Pixie Warrior is in Bristol, So she's not a million miles away. I think it's, what is it, a couple of hours away. But there is stuff going on down there. There's a couple of saves going on down there in the just I think.
I'd definitely love to hear about more. I mean, I was looking at doing something with Meet the Victims last year before all this COVID happened. But yeah, I want to do something. So anything people can suggest, please let me know.
Well, I'm sure it's like Vegan Pixie Warrior will be in touch and let you know. They'll never be as good band as Race Lever and the Grumpies. Never. They'll never be as good as us, mate. I'm not allowed at vigils anymore in Bristol. Oh God, what's happening? What's all this drama appearing from? What's going on here? Oh dear me. So let's talk a little more about your veganism and the bodybuilding side of things, because I'm interested to hear drama. Yeah, when you sort of transitioned, did you lose any weight? Did you
I think
find it?
I think initially I did lose weight because you're not eating as many calories automatically. You have to learn to compensate for the food difference.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but not massively. To be honest, once I learned what I was doing over the first 2 or 3 months, it was fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the moment, as you know, I mean, what do you do? Are you actually working in a 9 to 5, so to speak, or are you just doing work from home at the moment? How are you earning
I
your
do a
money?
bit of everything. I mean, I still do a bit of graphics. I do a bit of photography. I do a bit of directing, like tomorrow. I do promos,
God damn his internet.
flexible, just whatever enables me to keep flexible and be somewhere at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
an easy existence, but
It isn't, and a lot of people don't appreciate it, Matt. It isn't. I can't take a full-time job, and I'm at the mercy of the agencies, the driving agencies. Like for instance, I was working Monday, and then all of a sudden I get a thing. Oh, your run's gone now. You're not working Monday. And it's like kicking the freaking teeth all the time.
the thing that makes you laugh is then you'll get a little bit of success. You'll be on a program or film or show or whatever. People go, "Oh, you're so lucky. I wish I had your life." And I'm like, "No, you don't. You have
No,
no clue what I go
no,
through."
no. It is a nightmare. I met a guy called Chris Riley. He's in one of my interviews. If you scroll back through my videos, Chris Riley, and I met him on set of Curfew. They shot it up this end. I don't know whether you remember it. It was with Sean Bean playing a lead character in it. It was all about this mad race that went on, and I met him on set there, and I was there because of my HGV license. We've stayed friends, and I met up with him in Manchester a little while ago, and I'm sat down talking and asking him about his existence. I said, "How does it work for you now?" He says, "Well, because I'm a named actor, um, when I do get jobs, they sort of cover like nearly half a year with the fees and everything, and then something else will come in." I said, "But what's the audition rate for you?" And this is before COVID, and he's a named actor, and he said it's 1 in 10, and that just blew my mind, because it's like, so 10 auditions, you'll get one success out of it. And that shows how cutthroat this industry is. So us guys way down on that ladder,
Oh, way down.
our struggle is to get in the room for an audition, and it's and usually these cost you money. I mean, how many times have you like trained it down to London for like 130 quid to walk in a room for 3 seconds and walk out again?
We've all been there. We've all been there. But I think COVID's changed that a lot. I think a lot more self-tape now. I think you only get in the room now if you're some way through the process.
Yeah, yeah. And agents are key. I think agents are key as well, and that again is like a ladder. You've got your agents, and then you've got the next agents, then you've got your boutique agencies, and yeah, it's definitely a struggle. It's not for the faint-hearted. I mean, anybody who wants fame and money, you know, my advice would be to you guys is, if you want fame and money, rob a bank and get caught, because you'll get your fame and you'll get your money. You know what I mean? But it's not a quick fix. It's not an easy. And the trouble is as well with the internet. Everybody thinks they're an actor, and everybody can just build that sort of project themselves as an actor and try for jobs, and you know it's absolutely saturated, especially like the 18 to 25 age range is just like, I would not want to be in that side of things, because it's just rammed, absolutely rammed. I should be Grumpy's agent. Any more questions, guys? Because I think we're going to wrap it up very soon. So if there's anything you want to ask Mark or myself about veganism or anything like that, I'm sure Mark will be happy to. So what's this gear behind you? You seem to be like well stocked up. Are you a drug dealer as well, mate? You've got a lot of weapons behind you.
I do. My guilty pleasure collectibles.
So where do you get these from? Do you buy them online, or do you steal them off set?
Sadly, I buy them.
the Marvel shield.
It's nice finding bits come up now and again, and yeah.
What's this going on now? I could already get him a gig as a guy in the background with red. Oh, go away, Race. Race Lavery does gay porn. I do not do gay porn. I certainly don't. But if the price is right, it wasn't a gay porn neither. It was soft porn, and it was on Amazon Prime, and it was my first ever love scene. So give me some credit. You know what I mean? I went for it. Always do something that scares you. That's my motto, mate. Always do something that scares you. So, any more questions, people, before we wrap it up? So, what's your take on the future of veganism? How do you think things are going to pan out in the future?
Well, I think a vegan world is inevitable for starters, but it will take time. I think dairy will be the first to go, and I think within the next 10 years, it'll barely be an issue.
I think that's very optimistic, but I'm with you on that one. I think dairy is well on its way out now.
Oh, without question. I'd be interested to see where it's at in 10 years. If it's here at all, I think it'll be very minimal. I think meat, personally, I mean, we obviously can't carry on as we are anyway. It's unsustainable, whether people like it or not. That's just a fact.
Yeah, definitely.
To see for some, I think it'll just become more and more expensive. It won't be on every corner. Let's face it, ease and nutrition are the two things. If people can get it, they'll eat it for the most part. So I think only the people that are really determined to get meat and can afford to get meat will go for it. And I think that's the way it's going to go. I may be wrong.
I mean, in first world countries, right, hang on a minute. We've got some. This is one of your militant vegans, this, Mark. One of your militant ones. I would just like to ask Mark to be a bit more bold with a vegan message, since he has a platform to speak for the animals. I think he's being bold. I think we're all doing what we can do.
I've learned from my experience what works for me, and I've converted so many people to vegan to the way I am. I mean, if I find other things work, I'm not going to change it too much. I think there's a place for everyone. Everyone has their strengths, and there's no point me doing something I feel weak in. I'd rather do it the way that I know I can make the best change.
I answered you. I put your question out there before you actually paid for it. Boom, back of the net. I'll send that to Pigs in the Wood. Don't worry, guys. I'll send it to Pigs in the Wood. Thank you for that, Trash. Yeah. Mark's 4-year vegan at the moment, aren't you, mate?
4.5.
And any experience with back injuries? I popped a couple of discs last year and struggling to get back.
I've had sciatica for the last 20-something years, and
ooh, have you tried everything?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part.
God damn this internet.
I'll go and see a chiropractor for about 6 weeks when it flares up, and that usually puts me right for a good period. I haven't suffered for a long, long time, thankfully. Probably flare up now. Cheers.
Yeah, remind you, get the tennis ball on the floor. But yeah, I'd just like to go back to what Trash Carcass says. She's over in America. Also, we've got to be careful. I mean, I know I'm outspoken, Trash, but I went on BBC One as a vegan, doing all this like Veganville, and I was very outspoken on there. But you've also got to have a balancing act as well, because you've got a lot of people looking at you and checking you out, and if you, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but if you're too sort of harsh with people over veganism, people can see it in a negative view, and the last thing we want to do is be negative to future employers in the entertainment industry. Although the entertainment industry is very sort of forgiving on set, it's a case of they do check out your personalities online as well, very much so now, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, for me as well, this is my experience. Most people are pretty approachable about the subject if you talk to them rather than at them. And that's really the approach I try to adopt. Don't get me wrong, if someone's giving me all a load of crap, you know, all these bullshit arguments, I will give back as good as I. But I think the average person, if you can just connect with them on a daily basis, being approachable is a better way than them being defensive from the off. And that's my experience.
She adds on, you don't have to be aggressive, just post clear messages about what the animals are going through. Oh yeah, I totally agree with that.
Oh yeah, and if you look back through my Instagram, you'll see I've got plenty.
So take a look at the Instagram. It's going down below. It's going across the bottom now, Trash. Mark Haldor, one word. Have a look at that on Instagram and have a nosy. But yeah, and yeah, it is. And I mean, a lot of people aren't as confident as well. I mean, I always say, I mean, I've done a bit of AV outreach, and that is pretty scary stuff to go and talk to people in the street. And I think you've just got to keep your focus on the animals and you'll be fine. But when you're talking to people and they ask you questions that you can't really answer, it just tends to weaken your argument a little bit. So I always suggest that people just keep following people who do outreach and listen to their answers and build up your sort of build up your answers and replies and fine tune them. This is the big question of the evening. Tofu or tempeh?
I love both. I probably love tempeh slightly more, but I probably eat it less.
Hazim Haycon says, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why? So I'll put that to you.
Oh gosh, so many. I think invisibility. I'd love to get in some places and hear the truth about things, so I could really make a difference.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, innit? I would love to be able to hear animals talk. Or make animals talk, you know what I mean? That would be a nice superpower. What's your favourite animal, Mark?
Monkeys.
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 What's your favourite animal that we abuse?
I love cows and pigs. Cows, pigs. All of them really, but
I have a big affection for pigs. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I attend vigils at a local pig slaughterhouse that I've got such affinity with them. But yeah, all of them are amazing animals. Yeah, of course we abuse monkeys. Yeah, I'm just more along the food lines, the everyday stuff, that thingy. But yeah, we abuse monkeys to hell for all sorts of disgusting things. Even the C19 is the jab that's been tested on a lot of animals, including monkeys.
I won't be having it.
I can really hear his accent now.
Oh,
is it slipping? Is he got rid of his audition voice? That's the thing at all. I've been trying to. I mean, I don't know what training you've done, but I really find a struggle trying to dampen my accent down. I really need to pay more attention on that. But it's
when I moved to London, it went a bit, but now I'm back up here. It's a nightmare.
You're coming back to the Peaky Blinders. Trey Vegan, I've done AV in Nottingham today. Has been brilliant. So many super conversations. Always more pleasant in person than on. Yeah, it is, mate. It is. It is. Oh, here's a question for you. Are you planning on going back to short hair? That's obviously not to me.
Never say never. I've thought about it, but I can't see it happening. But I do float with the idea. The truth is, though, a week after doing it, I know I'll be bored.
Yeah. And the thing is, knowing your luck now, you'll get an audition and they'll say, by the way, you need to have a short back and size. It's a 1920s film, so it'll go anyway. So it could happen anywhere. Skipping my questions is racist since my name is Race. Well, put your question down again. If I've missed it, it's just because I'm ADHD, guys. So sorry, I don't always pay attention. Are you still bringing your box to camp out? Are you going to camp out, by the way, Mark?
Well, I've been to the last few. I haven't got a ticket yet, but probably, most likely, I'd like to.
Me and Vegan Pixie Warrior. Pixie Warrior, she sent me a video. She had a box and she climbed inside it and she said, I feel really safe and cozy inside this cardboard box. And I said, well, why don't we both take big cardboard boxes to camp out and and everyone will be jealous of us sat in these cardboard boxes. And yeah, it is a bit strange, but that's thinking for you. Right, well, listen, folks, I think we're going to call it there. Unless there's any more questions pop up. My hubby's trying to grow his hair out. Not sure I like it.
Perseverance.
Yeah, I've been trying to grow my hair long for the last 20 years, but it just doesn't seem to work for some reason. I don't know what it is. I can grow it at the back and sides, but yeah. Listen, Mark, thank you so much for sparing a bit of time coming on, telling us your story. I'm sorry your internet sort of fobbed up on this. It's just
something to sort.
It's just sod's law in it that it happens on something like this when we all need to think it. But guys, thank you all you out there for coming along and throwing your questions over and joining me in this chat. It's been great. Hail Nomad, I'll be talking to Hail Nomad next week sometime, maybe a Thursday or Friday maybe. He's over in Thailand at the moment. Find out why this ex-cop threw the towel in and ran off to Southeast Asia touring. Find out, amazing story there, guys. So be ready for that preview coming up soon. But thank you all, and remember, save the animals, save the planet, save yourself. Go vegan, people.